You have a product or a service. You know it's quite complex and quite complicated, yet you're really unsure on how you're going to get your message out there, how you're going to launch it in the marketplace. But first, who is your target audience? Who are the influencers that are going to make a difference around your product or service? Now, I had a meeting on Sunday with 3 business owners. They are delivering a very, very valuable service out to the community. But there are lots of people who influence the decision in regards to utilising their services. From service providers to planners to all sorts of other people within the community that can influence the end consumer for the use of their services. So how do you package up your product or service when this is the case? One of the key problems that we faced with these 3 directors was the miscommunication over who is really going to have the most influence with the majority of the end consumer that wants their service which they're offering. There are certainly other aspects or other people within that decision-making process who will have an influence, but who is going to have the biggest influence? Who has the biggest market share? Who is the biggest market share that you are chasing as a business or a product or a service that you are offering? Understanding your marketplace is vital. Understanding the influences in your marketplace is vital, but more importantly, understanding who the true decision makers are and how do you get to them. So it could be a supplier, not the end consumer, the person that you need to speak to or the person that you need to influence. It may not be the end consumer. Or it could be the end consumer as well, but they need to be able to have that message and that information really crystal clear to them so that they demand your product or service from the supplier. You see, launching a product or a service is not that easy if there's no clarity in regards to the channel which you are distributing through. So understand your product and service, understand the distribution channels. Make sure you understand who the biggest influencers are. What are their pain points? How can you make their job easier? And then how can you deliver that product or the information to them so that they can pass it on to the consumer and get the decision-making process moving quicker through the timeline? This is a real challenge. It's complex. It's quite complicated in some service providers out there, whether it be in the health industry, mental health and so forth, whether you're working within government or within the corporate sector. These are challenging times when you need to clearly understand which is the channel which you're going to work within and who are the most influential, who's going to have the biggest impact on the decision makers who will end up using your service. So this is quite complex, but those that are in these types of industries will understand the problem that I'm talking about. So you need to have absolute clarity over who it is that you need to be speaking to, who you need to be influencing, and who you need to get your clear communications to so that you can get the right people making the right decisions at the right time. Communication is critical in all facets of your business, especially in multi-channel, multifaceted organizations where you are delivering a service with many influencers who are making the decision. So get clarity around who it is that you need to be presenting to, what are their pain points, what are their problems, then how can you effectively communicate with them to solve their problems, and then effectively communicate to the end consumer as well, who they can then demand the use of your product or service to that channel or to that supplier. There are lots of critical elements to this communication piece, and you need to get it right if you are one of these people launching a product or a service in this complex marketplace. So thanks for watching, but if you want more information or if you'd like to understand brand strategy and communication strategy around your brand a little bit more, please don't hesitate to contact me. All the information will be at the end of this video. Thanks for watching.